Welcome back. President Biden's first State of the Union address covered a wide array of topics from Ukraine to inflation to the current state of the pandemic.
Yeah, but there was one part of the speech in particular that caught the attention of local law enforcement. Here's a listen to that.
Proven strategies like community violence interruption, trusted messengers, breaking the cycle of violence and trauma, and giving young people some hope. We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police. It's to fund the police.
So following the speech, Orange County Sheriff John Mina sent out this tweet writing, quote, hopefully the final nail in the coffin for the defund the police movement, we should say. And Sheriff Mina is joining us live this morning. Sheriff, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, Sheriff. It's Amy. We want you to expand a little bit this morning on your reaction, because I was watching you tweeting this yesterday morning, and I was thinking, I'm sure from a law enforcement perspective, that was a big relief to hear that.
It really was. You know, look, I've been in law enforcement for 30 years. I was chief and now I'm sheriff. I had never ever heard of the defund the police movement or people saying that until about 2 years ago. And when I heard it, I was like, well, that's not what I hear from residents on the street. It doesn't matter where I am in this community, from Pine Hills to Holden Heights to Bay Hill to Bithlo, every single resident have told me they want more law enforcement, not less. So it was very refreshing to hear that. It was great to hear the bipartisan support of that and the great applause for that. And hopefully that movement is done with and over with.
Yeah, Sheriff, it feels like there's been a lot of steam moving in that direction for the fund of the police now. But there are advocates that say defund the police is the wrong language. They want to not completely remove police budgets, but they want to slim down and send those to other social programs. When you hear that, what's your response?
Well, like my response has always been, those social programs are great and need to be funded. And I know here in Orange County, our mayor has put close to $40 million into funding things like mental health and drug and abuse and alcohol treatment and housing. And that's great. And we're very fortunate here in Orange County where we have that budget, but we can't take budget away from public safety to fund those programs. The number one priority of any government is to keep its people safe. And, you know, I do feel very fortunate that our county commission here and our mayor has supported law enforcement and has increased our funding over the past 2 years, because they know what the residents want and they know how to keep this community safe.
Sheriff, I think if there was one message that everybody collectively heard when that movement was pushing forward is that, you know, maybe the money doesn't need to change, but maybe we can do things better. Have you looked at sort of how the sheriff's office is run and said to yourself, yes, we can always do better? And how have you implemented some of those strategies?
Sure, we can always do better. And a great example of that is our response to people who are in mental health crisis. Now we have a unit that is teamed up with deputies and mental health clinicians that respond out to people who are in mental health crisis in order to de-escalate those situations. So that's an idea where we actually had to increase our budget, but because of that, now we're seeing less arrests in our mental health cases and less Baker Acts. So that's just another way that certainly we could do things different, but we do not and we should not cut funding from public safety.
Sheriff, I want to finish with this quickly. As you know, Markeith Floyd receives his sentence today for the death of Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. So what goes through your mind? If we've already heard it from the jury, now we hear from the judge.
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident that the judge is going to take the recommendation of the jury. You know, a lot of people have suffered because of Markeith Floyd. Lieutenant Deborah Clayton's family, the family of Sade Dixon, the family of Deputy First Class Norm Lewis have all been affected by his evil actions. And now it's time for him to pay the price and do his own suffering.
Well, we so always appreciate your time. Sheriff John Mina, Orange County, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
7:51.